firstly, we've moved the caravan. We're no longer positioned underneath the tree at the front of this property. Edgy, you want to come down? Good boy. So as I was saying, we're no longer at the front of the property underneath the tree where we've been for literally like 4.5 years. I decided to move the caravan up to the main house on the property right next to the shed, mostly because all of my tools are in the shed and I had a lot of work on the renovation inside the caravan to get done, and it was just sort of annoying needing to walk back and forth from the shed. So I thought, well, let's practice hitching up and moving the caravan around because I haven't done it much in my life. There's another reason why we're positioned up here, and that is because down the front the trees would actually obviously drop a lot of leaves on top of the caravan, and then when it would rain it would stain the roof. So I had to clean the caravan, which took a lot of effort after moving it out from under the trees. Like, I cleaned the whole roof and everything, and I don't want to have to do that all the time. But also, we now are totally off-grid. So I've recently installed solar on the roof of the caravan, and in total, including my portable solar panels as well, we have 680 watts of solar. And we also have 2 deep cycle AGM batteries, I think they're called, and they're about 280 amp hours in total, plus a 3000 watt inverter. So we've been living completely off the grid for literally, I think it's like 4 to 5 weeks now, and it's totally exceeded my expectations. I was really nervous in the beginning because I thought, you know, powering my computer and being used to being able to live off mains power for so long, I sort of thought, oh, I don't want to run into problems if it's cloudy or if I'm on my computer all day doing a heap of work to run out of power. And fortunately, that hasn't been the case. I'm planning on doing like a really comprehensive van tour soon now that the reno is actually complete. So when I do that tour in an upcoming video, I'll go into more detail showing you guys like everything about my off-grid system. So I also have water tanks underneath the caravan. We've got 200 litres of fresh water in total, and that lasts me literally like 2 to 3 weeks. And that's just using the sink to wash dishes, fill up the dog water bowls, drink water myself, all those sorts of things. So since moving up closer to the main house, I actually get more sunlight, and it makes me get up earlier. Because obviously, you know, when I was parked under the trees with heavy foliage, the sun didn't hit that area of the property until like literally 9 or 10 a.m. most days. And now that I'm positioned up closer to the house, not under a tree, as soon as the sun starts to rise at about like 5:36 a.m. at the moment, it hits the van. And I actually wake up now really early in the morning and come outside with the dogs with my coffee and just play with them for a while I guess wake up. Our whole daily routine has actually changed since moving the van up this end of the property, and Edge has become obsessed with Josephine, the lady that owns the property. So Josephine lives by herself and she's nearly 90, and Edge has grown very fond of her. She recently lost her dog as well, so she's been really missing having that companionship, and I think Edge has filled that hole for her. So most days he runs up, like no joke, every single morning when I come out with my coffee and I'm just like sitting in the sun playing, mainly with Luna because Edge is so distracted by Josephine, he'll just sit and look up at her house waiting for her to actually wake up. And then as soon as she wakes up and opens the doors, he sprints up to her house and she, you know, says good morning to him and gives him a little treat. So I guess there is a little bit of cupboard love there, and he is kind of, I guess, being trained to run up there because she does give him some food. But he enjoys sitting up there with her most of the day as well. And sometimes I actually struggle to get him back. He'll go down to the chicken coop with her. It's just the sweetest thing ever. It's helping Josephine because she lives by herself and gets lonely, and having us, you know, even as soon as she opens her doors in the morning, having Edge run up and me wave at her or, you know, go up and have a coffee with her in the morning is improving her quality of life as well. There's lots of benefits to us moving up here. So over the last few months, probably 6 months, I've been renovating the inside of the caravan, hence why you guys haven't seen much in here because it's been an absolute mess. I had to rip out one end of the caravan to build some new storage to actually position the off-grid system. So I had to build a shelf that was able to hold the weight of 2 batteries, the inverter and all of that. And I had to also design where I was putting that in the caravan based on the weight distribution and where I needed more weight to be positioned within the van. So I didn't film much of this renovation work because I was just really keen to get it all done, because as soon as I got it done, I was able to take photos, send the photos away for a valuation, and then get that valuation back to send to my insurance company so that the caravan, you know, before coming into summer or taking it on the road, is going to be fully insured for a reasonable price. So the valuation ended up coming back as $55,000, and I also added $5,000 worth of content insurance, so it's $60,000 in total. But unfortunately, my monthly repayments are very high, even with the highest possible excess. So the excess is $1,000, and it's costing me $194 a month for insurance, which is a lot, and I'm not happy about it, but it's necessary and there's nothing I can do about it. So most insurance companies don't actually insure vans that are older than 1980, and there's like only one that I've found. This is the one that I've found. So it kind of sucks that it's that much, but not much I can do about it. So my plan moving forward is obviously to learn how to tow the caravan. There's still a few things that I have to get. Hitching up and taking off, it's not as easy as that. There's a few more things that are necessary for me to actually hit the road, like I need to invest in some good mirrors for my car. I actually bought some cheap mirrors. They were like $30 each from Super Cheap, but unfortunately they don't seem to have any better visibility than the mirrors that are actually on my car. So I don't really want to use those. So I'm going to have to invest in a good set of mirrors that will be able to just stay on my car all the time. Yeah, but unfortunately they are quite pricey. So we're looking at, you know, upwards of $800 just for a set of mirrors. The next thing is, because my caravan at the front has these really nice black glass windows, I need some kind of rock stopper so that when I'm towing, if a rock flies up from the back of my car, it's not going to smash the windows. So there's a few different options that I'm exploring at the moment, but that's another cost that I'm going to have to invest in. Another thing is I've considered buying a CB radio, because a lot of people have actually recommended one. In other like caravanning YouTube channels or on forums, saying just how important a CB radio actually is to communicate with, you know, especially truck drivers on the road when you're towing a caravan, or, you know, if you're in some kind of bad situation where you've got no phone reception and you've broken down somewhere, you can use that to communicate with someone. But my dad and his wife Wendy have literally just been on an outback adventure in their motorhome, and they don't believe that a CB radio is necessary. They didn't feel like there was any situations they encountered that they would need one. So I'm sort of thinking, even if I went out west into the country and found myself in a tricky situation where I've broken down and I have no phone reception, I'll always have Starlink internet, so I'll still be able to contact somebody. It'd just be via the internet. So people are pretty eager to see me hit the road, but it's not that easy. There's still financial obstacles. So I've got to get tow mirrors, I've got to get some kind of rock stopper to prevent me smashing my nice windows on the caravan, maybe even some kind of film to stop little rocks and debris scratching and denting the windows, because the windows on my caravan are obviously a lot different to most other caravans, so I want to take care of them. It might be expensive to have those repaired. And I've got to also pay to do a towing course. Now, a lot of people have said that's not necessary, but I think it is, because I have no towing experience. I haven't come from a family where I grew up watching someone else tow, and I'm going to be doing it on my own. So I think that there's some pretty important lessons to be learnt from a towing course. So if you guys are based in Brisbane and you know of a towing course, let me know. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to document that as well, which will be super interesting, I'm sure. And then just start with small trips. So there's a showgrounds down the road. That might be one of my first destinations, just to like go there. Just literally take this van on the road and just get out of the property, and then being able to park it, maneuver it around the campsite. What does it feel like positioning next to other people, living in this van? Another thing that I did that I haven't mentioned yet is I actually had to get some blockout blinds installed all through the caravan for privacy, because as soon as I start traveling with the caravan and I'm in a caravan park, which probably won't be the case most of the time. I'm planning to go to private properties and free camps and that sort of thing, but you just never know when someone's going to be right outside or next to you, and I really needed to get some better privacy in the van, so I invested in these amazing block-out blinds, and at night time, when all the lights are on inside, if the blinds are down, it looks like I'm asleep. Like, it doesn't even look like a light's on. It's amazing. So that was a very good investment. So yeah, my plan moving forward is to learn how to tow, start to take small trips here and there, and then broaden my travel region and start going further as I get more confident towing and I guess living in remote places by myself. I've never done that, so I guess I don't know how I'm going to feel when I'm in those situations. I think I'm going to have to build my confidence. My plan is by 2024 to be definitely on the road, towing this thing around and doing what I should have been doing for a very long time. So that's a life update. If you guys would like to support my video production and my lifestyle, you can become a patron, where I do share a lot of behind the scenes content and updates. Sometimes there's exclusive content on there that's not seen on YouTube, but patrons get to know all this juicy information before YouTube does. And, you know, for the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you guys can actually help support my channel, video production, and help me fund this new lifestyle that I'm creating. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.